What do you think about the office being completely empty?
What's going on? Where's everyone?
Off sick. So we've got the two girls that normally sit there off sick, and my mum's off sick. So I'm sorry, sorry. There's one on holiday that's had a holiday book for a long time, and then the two girls are off sick. Wes, he's out on the tools because we've got team members and off doing other things, holidays, etc. So yeah, considering it's gone pretty cold today, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be really busy today. The company's really busy, but I'm going to have to kind of do my best and rough it through this now and see if I can manage to keep everybody happy. I think I can, because we've got, what I've not told you is we've got one of them at home that's working from home, Sandra, so she's basically taking the messages and stuff, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but it won't be challenging, I think.
Has this happened before, mate?
Yeah, but not, I wouldn't say quite as on this scale, because at the minute we are desperate for more office staff, team should I say, because we are struggling to do it all ourselves. So we could do with, as the company's growing, we could do with another person now helping us out with all this. It's just one of them, isn't it, really? The answering the phones and that second nature to me. It's just trying to deal with on the business rather than in the business. Like, for instance, getting the filming done today, and what we had planned today has all gone a bit well, it's not gone to plan, I say. So ultimately we're gonna get through it. Last couple of weeks have been so difficult. We bought a couple of the vans, getting them all organised for sign writing, and then one of the vans were going down the road. Do you know this story? I don't know if you do. Was going down the road. We were literally taking it from A to B, and a lady crashed into it. So we'd not even done 9 miles in it, and it got smashed. So that we're then back off the road. We've had a van that's been completely wrought off within that time as well, which has been a bit of a nightmare. So we've really had it up against us over the last couple of weeks, but luckily we'll get there. It's just part of running a business, really. I'd like to say everything is all brilliant and everything's happy, but unfortunately these things challenge us, and you just got to get past them, haven't you? So working. I'll do a test call with you, make sure it's all working. All right. Okay. Thanks, Mum. Bye bye. Yeah. So Sandra's never done that before. She's always done the accounts and things from home, but she's never done. Sandra, it's my mum, isn't it, really? But the accounts she does. She doesn't come in the office all the time, but she's never done answering the phone. So we've activated the app, which the girls have on the phones if they're working from home or if they're on the road, etc., or if they're doing something. So I was just talking through that. So she was just telling me, worrying a little bit to make sure she got it right. So that's what I was doing then, and I'm just in the middle of trying to type something up on screen here to remind me about a boiler lead, and I didn't want to forget it, but my mum can do about 6 things at once when it's to do with English, but I unfortunately can't, so I'm just updating that now.
Yeah, no worries, pal.
Cheers, Clark. Bye bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Thank you.
So just tell us what that is, mate.
That's basically an air conditioning quote, but Wes was supposed to do it, but obviously the diary's gone a bit kaput, as I've been telling you about, so he's going there, so we're going to go down and just introduce the electrician to him. We've done his dad's air conditioning, so it's a multiple split system. It's decent air conditioning that he's having. I mean, it's all decent to be fair, but when I say it's decent, he's spending a bit of money because he's having multi-splits rather than just single splits. It all depends what customer wants, I suppose, but he's gone for it because we put it in his dad's house last year, so he's been going up to his dad's and thought, you know what, I want this. So he's just basically rung us about 3 weeks ago, and it's all booked in. We just need to get our sparks up to show them what to do, so when we go and do it, not this week, next week, there's no problem. So what I tend to do is, if it's a straight swap, it's pretty, like for instance a single split where Aircon's like that one and units outside. I know you can't see that, but there's a one there. It's dead easy to wire. But when you're talking about multi-splits where you're doing bigger loads and armoured cable and things, we won't do that ourselves. Not that we can't do it, it's just that we're not registered, we're not EIC engineers, so we get an electrician to do it. He's on phone now, actually. Well, basically it's our other side, it's JJ Electrical Company, yeah. I'll bring you back, bye-bye. Yeah, so it's now changed now again. So the electrician's there. Can we go earlier because I've got a slow punch on my vehicle? I've got to be at 9. So when we're having customers saying to us, "What time do you call this?" I think I suppose what I'm saying is that obviously if you've got a job and you're just going to one place to another, you might not have these issues, but because we're going to like different properties and sites and stuff, we even get punches more than normal people. Do you know, little things like that? It's like, you're like, ooh. So he's getting on to me now, see if I can go to his earlier. So I'm just going to quiet sort it now, so if we can get to his earlier, that'd be great. So what's happened there, we're doing a job at the minute, and the customer, we wanted to get him some cabinets, and we said we'll fit them. Anyway, they've turned up as flat packs. We'll be able to build them, but I hope that they were aware that obviously that would be an extra. But when we buy any cabinets or anything like that, we always get them pre-built, because of obviously you don't want to spend 2 or 3 hours spending a heating engineer or a plumber building your cabinets. So these cabinets come in pieces. So he sent me a picture on our group saying, "Oh my God, look at this." Yeah, they'll have gone to IKEA or somewhere like B&Q and then bought them as a flat pack and said, "Can you put them up?" And then when he's come, they're a flat pack. We've allowed an hour to put these up. I think this is going to be half a day. We're just going to go up here now and sort out what he needs to do. I think I was touching on that we only use qualified people to do the job. So like our fitters that fit the air conditioner are F-gas registered, which they've got to be by law. I think everybody pretty much knows that now. Same with gas safe. So we've got these sparks here that are going to go and price it properly, because I think it's important to have qualified people doing it, because we could do it, but we're not covered if anything goes wrong because it's not certified and stuff like that. And there is quite a bit of work involved to do the wiring. They've got quite a bit to do. So these guys are called GHE, and these are a sister company. So I'm just coming into this close now. This estate's about 5 or 6 year old. We've done 2 on here. So we're meeting Ben. I've known Ben for years, old friend, and he happens to work for GHE. He's one of the main guys. You'll meet him in a second. Right, so we're just doing this air conditioning quote now. So what I want to do is it possible to run the cable, like you said, under there?
No, because they've got a switch fuse coming from obviously this cutout unit, because obviously the tails are over 3 metres away, they have to put an SWA to feed the board. So if this wasn't here, and the consumer unit would have been in the hallway, we could have fitted like a small consumer unit to feed the AC unit. But because we've got spare ways on the board, we're going to have to take an SWA cable, obviously, from the consumer unit underneath the stairs, and then obviously we'll drill it out on this gable wall here, pleat it up nice and neat, because we've already got cables clipped up against the wall, and we'll just run it through the loft space.
And then drop it to the outside unit out there. So quickly, what he's saying there is this why we use qualified electricians, because I've seen them where people have just done it wrong. So because we're not NIC registered, we won't do it, to be honest with you. But GHE, I don't know if you want to get the van on there, is our sister company. So they do everything to do with electrics. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it years. I'll never get a problem. I'll never get a call back. However, there does come a cost at that, because I've said people saying, "Oh, it's dear, it's more expensive," but it's just little things like that that we won't do, where we'll see where people will do, and you see them all over the chats and stuff. So we think it's really important when you're getting your quotes just to make sure that your engineers are using are F-gas, and also you're using qualified electricians. I'm not saying we couldn't do this without the help of Ben, we probably could, but that isn't the fact. The fact of the matter is we want to use somebody that's actually registered, so we're using qualified tradesmen, because we can do a bit, but I think it's important, don't you, Ben, that same with gas.
Certified, so obviously you can give a new installation certificate obviously once the installation's been done, and then everything's all above board, and then if the next person was to come, everything's registered with building control, and then they know actually what's been done previously. That's the whole point.
Or a minor works, or is it falling in between?
Well, because it's a new installation and you're interfering with the circuits, what's within the board, obviously it's sort of major. It's a small job, but obviously it's classed as major, because obviously we've got to go into the consumer unit.
Because I would say there's a lot of people that are not doing that, is there?
If you had a circuit in and they've already got a test certificate for this property, which they will do, it's a new build, but then if there's any work's been done and another electrical company comes in, if it's all registered online, then they know where they're up to with everything. I know building control's not involved, but if we register what we've done, everybody's got basically a copy of everything that's been done on this property. And that's the whole point of doing certification for the next year.
But we're like that with everything. I'm just trying to educate people that when we're quoting, someone will say, "Well, you're £300 here or £400 here," and I'm saying, look, that's because we're using companies that are correct, and with having that partnership with you guys now, it's a no-brainer.
But even going to just the fact of changing a double socket in a house, you should still issue a test certificate.
Really? Minor works?
Yeah. Yeah, because
I mean,
obviously
to be
you're
honest with you,
interfering with the circuit what's already
To be
existing,
honest
so
with
you
mate,
could
we've been
change
guilty
it.
of that when we're doing a
Values.
fuse spur or something
Yeah.
like that. Sorry to interrupt there, I
Yeah,
do
it's
that all
fine.
the time. When we do a fuse spur, we're not going to call you out just to do a fuse spur.
Yeah.
So I get it, I totally get it, but stuff like this is 1,000%. If they police this a lot more, couldn't I? I could get
Yeah.
you, because I won't be competing like I'm competing.
No,
So
no.
if we get a spark out to do that and it costs us, that 50, 60 quid extra on that job might make us lose the job. But I think what I'm pointing at here is that when you're spending a few £1,000 on a job like this,
Yeah.
that's 300 quid more.
It all has to be done legitimately at the end
Yeah.
of the day, and it's the right way to do it. It's not the wrong way, it's the right way, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, so we're now going back to the office. I am having a nightmare, to be fair. I really am. We've got nobody in the office. I'm trying to run the business from my truck. We're getting the same sort of volume of calls that we get when we've got 3 girls in the office answering the phone and stuff. I have got my mum Sandra at home that's answering the phone and helping me out, but logistically we're falling to pieces. The lads have got jobs on the diaries where the information's not been put in correct because it's not been confirmed. So the girls would have normally answered the phone and said, right, this is where you need to go, do, it's happening. But unfortunately, they're not in, so I'm now having to go back to the office and sort that out. More than likely, we'll end up cancelling this job on this customer because unfortunately, we just can't physically do it with what we've got coming, with what we've already got in. We've got all the work that's coming in, which is your responsive, your reactive, your servicing, your breakdown, your maintenance, all that sort of stuff. That's running fine because the lads are just doing that. But it's the installations that we're having an issue with because there's certain things which needed to be addressed before they went out. Now I wasn't there. Wes was on site, so he couldn't sort that out with him in the morning. So now I'm just running about like a blue ass fly, if I'm honest with you. We'll get there though, we'll get it done, we'll be positive, we'll get this sorted. It's not my first rodeo, we'll get it sorted. I think ultimately what's been going on in companies for years and years and years, this is going on the daily. You're here to solve problems for people, but problems keep arising. So when you get say over 10 members of the team, you're going to have at least one of them that's going to be on holiday or sick at some point.
Of course.
So throughout that time, it's even if you've got 5 vans on road, you could really have 6, one as a spare for when one breaks down. So there's all these things that you need to take into consideration. But I think when you touched on the money side at the minute, I think any heating company at the moment is probably making the less profit than they've ever made. Well, just ever made for a long time, to be honest with you, because if you look at the prices and what have gone up with the rapid price costs, etc., and look at what businesses typically my size have gone up, I'm not crying poverty here, by the way, but ultimately it's not the same. So customers will say to me, 2,150 for a new boiler, that's disgusting. I can buy that boiler for £900 online. Well, you can, but you need to put a flue with it. You also need to put a filling link with it, a carbon monoxide detector with it, a fittings pack with it, a filter with it. So by the time you've popped all that on, it's 1,500. So ultimately, again, it's not that as well. I think one of the frustrating things of being an heating engineer is, and I'm being a bit brave here by saying this, but customers will go and say, well, they'll get, say, 3 quotes, they'll then Google everything that we've put on that price and then tell us what it is. Now, it is frustrating that because people say, you're making money on the parts. Well, of course we are, we're a business. You can't go into a restaurant and take your own steak in and cook it for them, could you? So we'll get asked, can you fit this boiler for us? We say, well, we can. How much labour? So you'll give them the labour price and they'll just be, they actually think, some people, that we actually earn all that money ourselves. But if you look at our infrastructure and what's in place to give the service that we offer, and for the customer and the journey what they go through, so it keeps them, you know, less problematic. We'll go back if there's issues, we're insured, all the things that we always talk about, that important certifications, all that sort of stuff, obviously come at a cost. You wouldn't spend that sort of money which you're doing in a boiler and just want it put in cheap, because that's really strange how people say to me, what do you want? I just want the cheapest. And I always think, why would you ever want the cheapest? Why would anybody ever just want the cheapest? Because if you're getting the cheapest for your installation of your product, there's got to be something wrong there, isn't there? Because if a company is charging X amount, and then British Cash are charging X amount, and then you've got somebody that's like ridiculously cheaper and you're paying them cash, well, you're taking a risk there, aren't you? Because ultimately they're either not paying tax or something like that. So a lot of the lads that I know that are one-man, they do a smashing job, they do it right, and they're probably similar sort of price to us, to be honest with you. They might be a little bit cheaper, but they're on point of what they're doing. Hello, Mina. Hello. Yeah, it sounds like it's faulty. What's your postcode? Cheers, take care. Bye. So you can see now I'm going to get nothing done today, am I? Because the mobiles are going, the phones are going, it's getting her hand in it. Hello, Minna. He's not picking up, mate. He's not picking up. So yeah, today's been what we call a hell of a. An absolute hell of a. I don't think I've had where we've never had anybody in office. I mean, I've never seen it like this in years. But the phone, how busy have they been?
It's been crazy, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. And you know what? It's made me realise, wow. I mean, when Jess is here on her own, sometimes I think, you know, what's she done today? But I kind of know what she's done today after spending that. I kind of forgot how many calls we get, but that's been crazy. It's the first time it's stopped since probably 8 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, it's been a bit of an eye-opener. But to be fair, we've had other people helping us as well, haven't we? We've had Sandra that's been helping out with us, so it's not been as bad as it would have been. Depending on age a bit and stuff, we do recommend like a power flush. If you've got sludged up radiators, it's going to be costing you more to run because it don't circulate properly and the boiler cycle's on, off, off. So we probably recommend a power flush on that. That was just a walk-in, someone just come in off the street. They are an existing customer just asking about getting the service booked in and about issues with the central heating system, so I just give them a bit of advice. Then we got interrupted, didn't we, off the local beer festival that we sponsored. So yeah, it was they're sorted now. They're booked in for next Tuesday, and as you can see, phones are going again. Just had my friend in now from the Rotary Club, one of the sponsors this year. He's just been showing me the cups and stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take a photo now and put this on the group. So I've got 2 sponsor tickets, which allows, I think that's free drinks for about 7 hours or whatever it is, I don't know. And then you get these ones which you can get in for free and get a free drink. And then we've got some drinks. So I'm going to put this on group now with our company and see who's coming along with me, and that should be a bit of a laugh. Let's have a see what happens.
And what's that for, Mick? Is that for some in the community stuff?
Yeah, yeah, it's putting back into community. So what we do, we sponsor a local football team at the RMI. We also sponsor the cricket clubhouse as well at the RMI. This is, you know, the Rotary Club, which goes to Warwick. There's a few local sponsors. I know a lot of them that are on there, to be fair. So we try to give back to community. This, to be honest with you, if I go on this is going to be disastrous for me for the next day, so I definitely won't be going to work after that day. But I'm just going to put this on group now and see what it is. I think it's important to give back to local community, to be fair. And I want to do more, if I'm honest with you. It's just having the budget to do it. Yeah, I'm just going to take some photos anyway now and send it off and see what response we get. So today's been one hell of a day. It's 2 o'clock and I've been at it since probably about 6 o'clock. So I got in the office about 8 o'clock, but obviously before that I was working on the laptop and stuff, and today has basically been about survival without all the girls, without the team. I didn't realise how much I need them actually, because I do. So we've had no office in today. I've said that previously, and it's been really difficult. So I've managed to get where we're actually, the phones have finally settled down. All the jobs are going smoothly. I'm just driving out and about now. We've just been to a job which is an unusual LPG job that we've just been to. Met lads, Wes and Mick down there doing some screwing down there, threading pipe, etc. And I'm just going to be mooching now to a couple more jobs, just making sure they're okay and everything's going okay. We've had a very, very funny August. We've had a busy August considering what I've heard of other people doing, not necessarily flinging a load of boilers in, but doing various different projects. So today I've been basically trying to get everything back organised, which is all done now. My mum's been a great help to me. She's been on the phones, picking up the calls, you know, taking the payments, doing the stuff like that. I've not been, unfortunately, been able to go out to do any quotes today. I've had to cancel a couple of jobs because we've not had the amount of lads to go out and service the customers, which is unfortunate because things don't always go right. We have got a couple of jobs on tomorrow. I've got a new boiler in that's just come in today that we're fitting tomorrow for an elderly gentleman, so that's going in tomorrow. Thanks to Jake because I couldn't get anybody. It's a bank holiday weekend. It's always difficult to get someone to work over bank holiday weekend, especially if they've got families, so thanks very much Jake for that. He's coming in tomorrow and doing a boiler for us. We're now on the way to get something to eat, and then we're going to go over to another job where Jack's doing it, and I just want to go up over that and have a quick look at what's going on there. Probably get that on camera as well. It's in an attic, so I'm going up there to look at getting a company to overboard the attic and put in the correct falling ladder, because we've started to do stuff like that as well now. If the customer wants it overboarding and wants a ladder going in, we just basically subcontract that out and and get someone to do that. A bit like handyman work really, but that was another thing that we was thinking of doing, is getting a handyman in the company and putting him in a van so he can go out and do all the bits of fixing bits of tiles and, you know, all the stuff that the engineers bricking up, that sort of stuff. So we've been looking at getting a handyman in the company and doing handyman jobs as well. I think that's possibly going to be a goer at some point within the company. So I'm just going to leave you with that now until we get to our next job, if we do actually get there, if I don't have anything else that comes in between. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
There he is.
What a day it's been. Yeah, I'm just finishing up now, wrapping up. I am in work tomorrow, but I'm going to wrap up for tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've been answering the phones, driving about, making sure the jobs are coming in, pretty much doing 3 or 4 people's jobs, which I used to do. I forgot how hard that was, and I'm kind of glad it's over. It has been non-stop, so the day's gone like that. I can't wait till the girls get back in on Tuesday and all the lads are back in, and hope everybody has a great weekend, as it's Friday and it is the bank holiday weekend. When you guys watch this, I guess it won't be, so I hope you've all had a good weekend, and let's wrap it up. And thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget, please could you like and subscribe to the channel? I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Have a great weekend.